looks like we're off.
We start out with a small
Getting
key
the-
to Dark Cross and Sanctuary and 20 rupees in Link's house. Looks like Techno Link is doing the Uncle play as with Wolfie. Humbug and Ilias is going to do the Kakarika play first.
Usual play. Let's see, get an immediate map check. I saw Crystal at Desert, and looked like it was 3 crystals, but I'm not going to swear to that.
We'll see it again soon.
Yep.
Ooh, Iliath was a big drop there for Magic. Tree pulls just hearts. Uncle's only giving a piece of his remaining heart left. And we also get the small shield.
Yeah, and it looks like the bush crab is dropping bombs, so no need to worry about getting money for bombs. You'll easily be able to have bombs for Kakariko. Lumberjack just has a big 20.
All right. Those bombs can also help us solve self-short checks, but we'll see what our progression starts us out with once we find some. 20 more rupees, which we're still early enough in the season. I'm surprised Ilias did not grab those 20 rupees. We still need to potentially get anywhere from 150 to 500, 700 rupees to play all the mini games in Zora. Plus extra rupees. It's so nice.
I mean, I guess it's with the knowledge that you won't have to buy bombs. It de-incentivizes the extra money need early, but you will eventually need that money. But
yeah, I mean, granted, you could also easily find a rupee hoard and be fine with that. So we got 5 checks here in blind.
Finally getting our first Kakariko check. Yeah.
Okay. First time is going to be a whole heart container, followed by the power glove, boomerang, and the bow. Oh, that's actually a lot of progression right there. We find the fire rod that puts all of Eastern into logic. And Sick Kids in logic with
and
that.
Our first potion, yeah. Yeah, and early progression is good because I didn't notice it, but the other 2 dungeons that I missed were actually our 5-6 crystals, Eastern and Tower of Hera. So we could be looking at, depending on how the progression goes, we could end up with Pyramid Ferrying logic almost as soon as we hit the Dark World. Second bottle over in the back of the tavern.
We got some good bottles with them too. 1 magic, 1 healing. And we got blue potion there. We got
3
Batorico right
now. Yeah, we got the whole rainbow of potions right here in Kakariko. Yeah, and we're picking up a few full heart containers already, so they will have. And yep, Technolink buying bombs. He did not get the news that bush crabs are just dropping them. But yeah, this is definitely an interesting Kakariko here.
Yep, not much though in progression. The Power Glove does open up Zora, so if we get 500 rupees, that's something we can go to. The runners can do the Dark Rooms in Eastern. Eastern is not fully in logic yet, but that's a play.
And All Merchant with the Moon Pearl.
Okay. Moonpool also doesn't do much. We're now 1 away from Dark World access.
Yeah, and with that Moon Pearl, I'm starting to wonder what our next progression item will be. The early bow and power glove were making me think that we might be seeing the lamp showing up in South Shore, because with those items, the lamp would put all of Eastern in logic, and with that glove would also put at least going up to the mountain in logic, though you couldn't really do much else there without either a mirror or a hook shot. But with that moon pearl, we could be seeing our Dark World access coming up soon.
But I do believe we should be seeing some South Kakariko chest. Oh, there's the lamp. Boot gets us the lamps in the library. We're also getting the back of the escape here check now from Ilias. 3 more items back here. We find the boots. That will put, not boots, the lamp. That will basically put most of the dungeons in logic here.
See, backup Sanctuary didn't really have anything.
Looks like Humbug and Ilias is doing the self-store checks. 2 items here in the dam. We'll see if they decide to go say hi to Gina or go over. Oh, actually, Ilias is going over to Eastern right now. Dungeon diving.
Well, I mean, it is clearable. Yeah.
So Flipper now,
speaking of diving, we got a Flippers.
Flipper now opens up Waterfall Ferry and the Zora Ledge. We have the glove. We can do some rupee farming. Ilias is going straight to Eastern. I'm expecting Sarashla.
We're definitely getting some divergence here, and all of these are plays. What was that?
Ilias has outright skipped Sarashla, and the 3 items Sarashla gives, going straight into Eastern here. Eastern has 3 items up for grabs for our runners today. Even though it's not all in logic, we can check all of them. We also start out with a compass.
Yep, and
Humbug is having some issues with the bow. Needs to learn how to Z-target in this game, looks like. Doesn't quite have that down.
Yeah, and switching the bombs. Maybe
the higher area effect. Easier stuff. 5 items back here. We're going to start talking.
Yeah.
We're going to start to the left. Bugnet, cape, piece of heart,
cape. Yeah.
Another shield, and a whole heart container. Ilias has found another dungeon item, which means there is an item on Armos today. Actually, vanilla map and map chest. We're going to see the island check here from Humbug. And on the island, we have Timoreros. He's going to go say hi to the man underneath the bridge. All 3 dungeon items are up front, so all the rest of the checks in Eastern will be items. We also got the red boomerang in Gina's cave. 50 rupees is your first item in Eastern. We're going to follow up the man underneath the bridge, giving out the Titan's Mitts. We now have Dark World access on Humbug's side.
Yeah.
You called it yourself. Early Dark World access.
Yeah. The question is, do they really want to go in there? I mean, they've got a decent number of hearts. We've got some of our runners all the way up to 8. Actually, Humbug, the one who first got it, is up to 8 hearts. Yeah, first you're going to finish out these checks here.
Yeah, Spear 0 checks you want to get rid of. Let's see what's in Strassla's claws. Like 20 rupees, and Quake Medallion. Second item in Eastern Palace is another 100 rupees. Ilias needs to be very careful on their health right now.
Yeah, so
I did not see Ice Cave. Did you see
none
Ice
of our runners
Cave?
really that close to Zora. No, but it didn't look. I think it was nothing significant.
Bombs,
Actually,
okay. Thanks to our trackers,
okay, it was
Zaru.
And we're
think
starting to
Maid
see
Work Herd and
Wolfie's now heading into.
gotta thank Maid Work Herd and Zaru Yin for tracking today. They're awesome people.
Yep.
All right, Elias is trying to do the dark room. Try and find the key in here. I think. Oh no, Orior opened the door. Not sure why Elias stayed behind.
Yeah, and Technolink is diverging from the rest of our group, going into the
Hyrule Dungeon.
Hyrule Castle escape. It's is available with that key found early. We know that this is all in logic.
Dark Cross is what the key's for.
Right, Dark Cross, but
yeah. So the rest of Hyrule Dungeon, as long as you have an iron for Hyrule Dungeon, is openable. And we also have our first boss fight in the bottom right now, Ilias. We'll see what everyone else is going to be getting out of this dungeon. Just more arrows. You waste 18 to get 10 back, but you get yourself a 5/6 crystal. Ilias is the first one on the board.
Yep.
With a crystal.
Yeah, our tracker's saying what I was saying. The logic always assumes that you'll use. Basically, the logic never assumes where you're going to use a key. If there's a place that you can get key locked out of, it assumes that it doesn't assume that you can get to that place. So it basically assumes that you might end up using it on Dark Cross, but really, I mean, as long as you can get to it, there shouldn't really ever be a problem in outside of key sanity in key locking, because if you can use that key in the wrong spot, you're definitely going to be able to get to the key.
All right. So Technolink is doing the Houlihan strat. Did a different variation of it to Wrong Warp here, trying to get some money for Zora. I think that's Technolink's next plan, Zora.
Yeah, that's definitely the play here, because he doesn't know yet that he'll run into Dark World access earlier in his
I mean, it's still a check.
South
If there's
Shore
something
and
big, if there's something
Clipper
big in
check.
Zora, it's a big check.
Yeah. Yep. And we are starting to get some more South Shore stuff. Illis going down there. And that's only Illis's first shield. And without the Moon Pearl, did he not really do as much of Kakariko as the rest?
Remember, Ilias didn't grab money when they were in Kakariko. He skipped all the money that was available.
Yeah. I don't remember where that first shield was. Or actually, it looks like everyone's only on one shield, so never mind. I thought I'd seen someone with a shield before we saw Mini Moldorm Cave, but I must have been mistaken.
Ilias, however, is just got their flippers. We'll probably do the same checks, find the Titan's mitts. Wolfie's almost the next person to go say hi to Armo's Knights. Doing some quick kill strats there. See how you put 2 arrows into Armo's 6. You do it fast enough, you don't trigger the enrage phase, and whenever the Armo's enrages, it gets all of its health back. So the quick kill.
Yeah. Yeah, and no, Uncle had a piece of heart. It might have been the Uncle chest though. So that had the other shield. Because yeah, we do have someone with a fire shield.
All right, so Wolfie now looks like he's going to the Hyrule Dungeon play. Techno Link is going to be our first person to go into Dark World.
It's not a bad play at all here.
We'll see what situations we have right now. Can't really do much of Dark World. Looks like, oh, nice pendant. Swamp Palace pendant. Turtle Rock pendant and Pod pendant, which means
Yep,
we don't need to
Swamp
find the ice
Palace are
rod.
green.
We don't need to find the. We don't need to find the mirror.
Yeah.
Oh, Humbug ran out of arrows. Has to do the boomerang strats on the Armor's Knight.
Nice.
I think that's what 60-something boomerangs to kill an Armor's Knight.
I don't know. Titansmiths were at Hobo.
All right, the cape will give you a
But,
heart container.
Yeah, we are
bumper
getting boomerang armor. Yeah, not really necessary. It might be a nice safety, but and Technolink is going to head towards Skullwoods first.
Possibility of 2 items. I don't like doing this play without the fire rod. Sometimes you'll find the fire rod here. Nor I also like having the cane for this room that Technolink is going into. Because it just makes this room so much nicer. As long as you don't walk into your own bomb. We're just going to ignore that for a second there. All right. First check here in Skullwoods, the Vanilla Big Key chest is our map.
Map.
Let's go and get himself grabbed
for
and
the
use
hand
that as a mirror.
Yep. It's good play. That's a tough area to get through when the statue's there. It'd be much easier if you were just Samariaing it, but they don't have that yet. And we're going to see what's in the main part of the front of... Okay, we get our first small key.
First a mini in Skullwoods, actually. Well, first key in the chest.
Yeah, there's a total of 3 small keys in chests. Yeah, and there's one of them as well.
The big
and
key.
There's the big key. And we get the pinball room, as it's sometimes called. Up until recently, this was forced to be a small key, but now it isn't. And it's the boots.
So
there we go.
And
he's just going to take the death warp. Good plan. Gets him back to that entrance. Quickly get over to the big chest, see if that has the second item, or if the second item will be fire rod locked. It is the second item. It's the hookshot Skullwoods with the value.
All right, so Lamp now makes Death Mountain into logic. Hookshot puts all of Dark Death Mountain into logic.
Yeah.
We can go into Spike Cave. We also can now say Eastern's in logic.
Yeah, well, we can't do Spike Cave without a hammer, but yeah. But yeah, Eastern's fully in logic, and yeah, it's no hammer, no mirror means still can't get Still can't get that 5/6 crystal from Hera.
Another heart container and chest game.
Yeah.
All right, so Humbug is now doing the dark world checks. Ilias is now going to be the first one to show us what's over here in Wildflower Fairy. We get a green rupee.
Yeah.
We also get what's in the potion. Blue potion. Oh!
Yeah.
Free blue potions. Okay. That'll be
Yep.
really
And
good.
Mirror has been located in Thieves Town, so that's our access to Tower of Hera now. So Pyramid Fairy is in Logic, and we're actually getting very close to no mode. Still need a flute. Still need a Cane of Samaria. Of course, we're going to need that hammer, fire rod. Okay, maybe we're not as close because there's also the fact that
We
we're
need
still
swords.
swordless. We need swords. But oh yeah, I never mind. Our Pyramid Fairy is not in Logic because no sword and no hammer means you can't actually kill Moldorm.
All right. So Wolfie is getting some more rupees. Probably going need 6 more for Zora. We'll find out what Zora gives us this time around.
Yep. And Technolink decides not to do the back of Thieves Town just yet. Probably actually, yeah, he doesn't have any weapon that can hurt blind either, and that's a slightly larger pool than the weapons that can hurt Moldorm. But so he heads out, does the starts on the Smith chain. Good call with that mirror pickup right there. And picks up that lamp while he's there. Good to have a first fire source.
Wolfie's about to get their Titan's Mitts. And everyone will have Titan's Mitts and Moon Pearl. Ilias is going to go through Skullwood as well.
Yeah, that lamp technically puts desert in Logic, but I don't think anyone's going to be rushing to do desert
How
when
do you open
the
desert?
weapon, when the only
How
can't
do you
get
open
into desert without book. Yeah, can't get in the first place. Right, until we get either a flute or the book. But they wouldn't be rushing over there even if they could, when the only weapon they have that would work on Landmolas is bombs.
No, it's not arrows.
Oh yeah, arrows. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's a much better weapon. Forgot about that because we were talking about so many of the other bosses that they still can't beat yet.
They
But yeah,
only have arrows as their only weapon right now.
yeah, arrows is really the only weapon that is always a weapon. I mean, there are a lot of enemies that'll just go down to a hook shot, but
Nope, we get King's Tomb as well. Zora gives out $20, so Zora's nothing.
yeah, Zora with the scam again. King's Tomb, just 10 arrows. And Humbug's going to do the blacksmith as well. Let's see if he continues on to purple chest or not.
Elias is going to try and do a bomb jump with only 1 heart. Oh, it's doing a hover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was as much an HP reset as anything else. It was like, I can't bomb jump anymore. Let's just try that hover, and if it doesn't work, then that's my HP reset.
I think at this point in time, it would be faster to just go down the intended method.
Yeah, but he gets the bomb jump as soon as he resets his health and picks up his hook shot, and Humbug is going to show us what's in purple chest as soon as we see the other South Dark World checks.
Yep, we got K45 and Stumpy to look at, and after we turn in purple chest, we'll probably see Hype Cave as well.
And also, and we also get our first sculpted Death Mountain. Just a trio of bombs from the old man, and it looks like Technolink is going to be right behind Wolfie, heading up to Death Mountain. And I like this play because there are a lot of checks up on the mountain there.
Yep, 2 more checks here. Don't have the mirror that Technolink has. Technolink will be able to grab the item on top of Spectacle Rock. But it looks like it's double heart containers. Wolfie's saving and quitting. Probably going to go ahead and do East Death Mountain.
Oh, well, he hasn't picked up his hook shot yet. Okay.
But Technolink will do that. And the
Technolink will be our first to really show us. Okay.
Now, considering how things are going, Scruff, we might see 3 swords in Gan's Tower right now.
It's, I mean, it's way too early to be making swordless seed jokes. We're not even half an hour in. I've seen seeds stay swordless much longer.
All right, Hype Cave starts out explosive. Humbug hurts himself and gets bombs, followed by rupees, followed by a piece of heart.
There's that sword. There's that sword. Our tracker called it. So now we've got our first sword. Now we can finish Tower of Hera. Can also finish Thieves' Town. Would have to leave behind 1 item, but in that big chest. But it's probably not really a big issue, and if we're lucky, the small key would be in there, unless we already saw it on the front half. I didn't really see. I mean, that's the paradoxical thing about key logic. According to the logic, if the small key is in the big chest, you need the hammer to complete Thieves' Town, but realistically, the small key being in the big chest is the biggest relief to runners that go in without the hammer. But we found the hammer. It's in Paradox Cave. So that
will also open up Hera and Pyramid Fairy at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, with that you can just continue right on over to Hera that way. Don't even need that sword from Hype Cave.
It also
opens up 2 or 3 pendant dungeons. Pod and Swamp Palace are now full clearable. I suspect they'll probably be putting those off until after they've checked the crystal dungeons out. But yeah, we could clear. Oh, and actually, it is another. Oh no, we don't have the Fire Rod or Bombo, so Ice Palace is still out of it. But we can clear every No, I was about to say every dungeon up to Thieves Town, but nope, still don't have desert access. And we're getting our first look into Tower of Hera.
Tower Hero has 2 items up for grabs. We do have the tools available for Hera Pot if our runners decide they want to go that route.
Yeah, but first, yeah, the going down to the basement.
All right, on the first floor, most runners decide to do the coffee break strat. Well, looks like Humbug is just going to dodge all the tiles. Got enough health in case he messes up. Spiral Cave is a piece of heart. And we're going to be getting the big key here, I suppose.
Yeah,
And up we go.
it's kind of required.
I mean, we could have skipped it, and all we do is miss out on the big chest.
Yeah, but with the dungeon item in the other first chest, there's a good chance the big chest has an item, because we still need both items in only 3 checks.
Ilias did go straight up the Hera Pot. We'll find out if Ilias made the bad play. Man, this has been a close race. Everyone's following the same path. Ooh, could have Hera Pot and skipped both, not miss out on any of the items. Because the last time is on Moldorm. 3 hammers, and that'll
Yeah.
be all for this boss.
What will it give us? The Ice Rod! Oh wait, Turtle Rock's a pendant. Oh well, still nice to see it.
All right, that'll open Pyramid Ferry, and we'll see if Humbug decides to go straight there. And I had something that came up, so I do have to get out of here. Sorry about that. Scruff is going to take over, actually. You know, tag out.
Fine.
But thank you guys for having me, and may the Triforce be with you guys.
Now, Humbug will be our last runner to pick up that hammer, having gone to Hera first. I guess not necessarily a bad play having the sword to just get that out of the way. And Technolink will be showing us Spike Cave. Just 20 rupees.
Alright, so what I miss?
Not much has happened past few minutes. Mostly just runners going to places that the others have already been. And Technolink is about to pick up his sword out of Hype Cave.
Yeah, Hero's starting to worry that Professor accidentally ginned a swordless seed.
Must have blipped there. I didn't notice that last chest in Hype Cave was half magic. Yeah, I'm seeing that on Humbug's side as well. I completely missed that the first time. So yeah, Hype Cave definitely did have the hype.
And definitely a not too shabby cave for sure.
Yeah. And we're yeah, we seem to be getting like the same kind of standard plays there. We've actually got a lot of this seed open to us. We've barely seen Thieves Town. Technolink dipped in, did the front four, and got the mirror, but we've got Thieves Town available. We've got a couple of pendant dungeons available. Pod and Swamp are full clearable.
Yeah, it's always a fun thing being able to get items to, clear pendant dungeons, because I'm hoping we don't find Ether anytime soon. Because even though, yeah, I'd love to see a ped seed, I don't want to put that on these runners.
Yeah, and the only other things that you still need for Turtle Rock are also all required for for at least one crystal dungeon. Fire Rod for Skullwoods and Cane for Mystery Mire.
So as long as we can stick away from those two, we'll be kosher.
Yeah, I mean, ideally at this point, you'd want Fire Rod to be your go mode item. Because that would keep the pedestal off the table. Or even Fire Rod and Cane as your go mode items. Actually, yeah, what could even be on pedestal other than Flute? Yeah, Flute is probably the big one.
Could be Bombos.
Bombos, yeah, Bombos if that's required for Mire. Technically Book if Flute is in Desert, but that's really no different than any other fetch quest item type of thing. There was one other thing, but no, it's basically, it would have to be something related to Mire, because
Well, I'd say one thing that'd be hilarious, and by hilarious I mean completely evil, is if Bombos were on pedestal and then Fire Rod was in Ice Palace.
That would be evil. But no, because you need Fire Rod to get to the pedestal.
Oh, well, yeah, that would kind of... Yeah, that would cause problems. Curse you, logic!
And we found the Cane of Samaria. It's in the Maiden's Chest in Thieves' Town.
Ooh, very nice.
So one step closer, one step closer.
I guess it's gonna be a race to find who gets that Aether Medallion first, and who wants to bite the bullet.
Yeah, it's I mean, of course, the real evil part is the one where it's Flute in Desert Palace and Book on Pedestal, because then you can't even check the pedestal to know that you need the pedestal, because the book is on the pedestal.
I love it. That's the ultimate
And
evil right
Blind
there.
just giving out 20 rupees.
Not too bad, honestly. I think the Thieves' Town early dip would have actually played out well for anyone that decided to pop in before climbing up the mountain. I apologize if anyone hears any type of weird noises in the background. For some reason, my neighbors decided that during a rainy day, it was the perfect time to mow the lawn.
Yeah. And Humbug heading in through the portal near Swamp Palace. Let's see if this is that Pyramid Fairy play. I think it is.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the logical play here. Especially
And
since we've got easy access to it.
Technolink decides that he likes the big shield. A lot of times when runners see that last shield on the ground out in the open instead of in a chest, they say, nope, too much lag for me. But Technolink says, yeah, let's go.
I think that's going to pay off, honestly. We'll find out in a moment if it does.
And let's see what is on the pyramid, what is in the pyramid. That is a flute.
Ho ho ho!
If I'm not mistaken, that's Ped's dead, because, yeah, Fire Rod would be, well, Fire Rod and another sword would be go mode. I guess it's not technically Ped dead if in the awful scenario where both tablets have swords on them and the other one is on the pedestal, but that's not going to happen. This is not a plando. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, the odds of that are just astronomical. Now, of course, that is the very, 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 very low chance that Bombos is still on pedestal, and that's required for Misery Mire. But
Oh yeah,
we'll hold our breath
that's
for
right.
that.
There is still that medallion. There is still Bombos medallion. Yeah, that's our most likely scenario, and even that is again not terribly likely because you've got a 2 in 3 chance that Well, you've got a 1 in 3 chance that we already have the medallion from Meyer, and half of the remaining chance is that we wouldn't be able to pull pedestal without getting the medallion.
Exactly. I'm thinking of what type of overworld checks we still need here, because it looks like we've gotten through almost everything so far. Has anyone done Spike Cave yet? Ooh! You catch that there, Cyber?
No, actually, my browser froze up for that. So what did I just miss?
Catfish has our Master Sword.
Okay, good. So we've got the swords out of the way. We're just looking for Fire Rod and possibly Bombos.
That's not bad at 46 minutes, dude. That's dang good.
Yeah.
Let's just hope the seed's nice enough to not send them off into some weird location like yesterday's seed and that dang hook shot.
Oh, we've got another sword. Dark Cross. No one made the dive into Dark Cross without a lamp earlier. So we got swords.
Ooh, buddy. Now I think
Yeah,
that's gonna
and
make.
looks like Humbug is going to carry his trip up to Catfish, so he's about to get tempered.
That's good on him. I was just about to make that remark too. Most people probably just say Ixnay to Dark Cross, so that Humbug may be the only one to find temper at this game. Well, out of the restreamers, that is.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well. I mean, if Humbug finds butter, then everyone else might find temper. I mean, we don't know where that fourth sword is. It could be somewhere, like, right in their path.
Could be on pedestal.
Like, first chest of hope room.
No, that's hopeful thinking right there.
Be the only one with tempered.
Oh, and what was that? Was that Ether on Misery Mire as well? Yeah, that was. Oh, hot dog. Okay. So, Pet is dead.
Okay, so Pet dead, yeah.
So that means we are just an Ether Medallion and a Fire Rod away from Go Mode. And the trick, of course, would be where that Ether is, too. Thankfully, we can roll out Misery Mire and Turtle Rock for that, because, you know, you kind of need that to open those up. But Fire Rod can be pretty tricky to find.
And Technolink is our first runner into Desert Palace. Was boots locked today, but boots were fairly early. And in fact, with Fire Rods still missing, kind of needed boots to be able to go into desert anyway, because that lamp was boots locked. Oh! Desert with our second bow, so Technolink has the silver arrows. We're probably going to see most of our runners get that, unless unless they put off desert. Actually, that's a thing. If some people might want to wait until they can route it in with Meyer, but Humbug doing the Meyer check. Oh, and we found our last sword.
Nice.
So, Desert Palace with the Ganon defeating starter pack there. Our Silver Arrow and our Tempered Sword, which for Humbug will be Butter Sword.
Yep, that's the Ganon care package right there.
Yep. Oh, and Illus going into Pendant Swamp. It is a green pendant, so it does have even more value than usual. That's including that green pendant turn in, that would be 7 checks in all.
Ooh, going with the bomb
So
strats.
he didn't even bother with left side.
Ouch. But
But
with that big key in that map, yeah, left
yeah,
side's
with
definitely gonna have something.
with that big key and map, he's going back for at least the big chest, possibly all the way over to left side. Actually, I'd assume if he's dipping a pendant dungeon. Nope, he's just going to head right back over and finish it out.
I mean, it's not a bad choice to make, because we still haven't found the compass, and it could be that there's only one item on the left side, and if it's not useful, then you save a bunch of time. Gets another wonderful diver down there.
Yeah. A little bit of showing off there. He used the cane the first time, and then the bombs the second time.
That just goes to show that well-practiced runners do great things.
Mm-hmm. And Wolfie doing his big bomb. Don't think there was anything actually in the pyramid, but he's going to pick up that flute on the pyramid, and Technolink finding our first mail upgrade of the game over in Checkerboard Cave.
And it only took 52
Meanwhile,
minutes.
Illus is taking on Argus. Actually, the inside of the pyramid did have a nice rupee hoard, which I'm not sure if he was able to get to Zora early. We know Zora wasn't really required for anything anyway, but no, he's just leaving, so he's not and not carrying that over to Catfish. Luckily, we know that there is still going to be one sword in a fairly easy location. But, Wolfie very well could end up having to just do this on Master Sword, because Catfish is a kind of orphaned location now. And Technolink just now heading over to Eastern Palace. And honestly, these pendant dungeon plays are not a bad idea, because we've between our runners we've cleared out every crystal dungeon that we can, and we're still missing some items here.
Yeah, we can't complete Skull Woods or even access Ice Palace yet without a fire source, either Bombos or the Fire Rod. We can complete Pod, we can complete Swamp. Oof, yeah, this is really pushing us towards our pendant dungeons.
Yeah, Illis is just going to get those last couple of chests in Swamp, and then it's looking like Pod might be the play, unless there's some overworld stuff we missed, but I don't think there is. I knew we had some runners do King's Tomb earlier. I'm assuming they got to Graveyard Ledge. Yeah, chat saying that Argus had the compass, so that means there are 2 items on left side. And Humbug also into Swamp. He has seen the writing on the wall that you need to go pendant dungeons. First chest on the left side is 20 rupees. And 3 bombs, so it looks like it's Pod.
Now, I gotta say, this is gonna be a killer for most people, because with Swamp, you've got 7 items in total with that green pendant turn-in, against Pod's 5. So, looking at it from a numbers point of view...
Yeah, and
yeah.
Chat pointing out we haven't seen what the green pendant turn-in is, and yeah, adding in that Swamp is the green pendant, it definitely makes more sense to do Swamp first, because then if you still need to go to Pod, you route in that green pendant turn-in with it.
This will definitely be interesting to see what our progression will be.
Yeah, and Illis picking up his flute. Let's see if he continues the... let's see which way he goes. He could continue on up to Catfish, get his sword upgrade. He could, with that green pendant, head right over to Pod, or he could take that flute and just check Mire area, and yep, he is saving and quitting. Technolink with the easy Armos fight, having put it off until this late, and having the silver arrows for it. And yeah, it makes sense that Illis is following that flute, because that's his desert access, and that's another crystal dungeon. So he will get those upgrades there. And Technolink will be our first runner into Pod. Did not go to Swamp first, so did not have that green pendant turn-in available, but this will be our new information.
Yeah, is it going to tell us if Pod is going to be the main play, or if it's going to be the green pendant turn-in? I'm guessing that we are definitely going to have something here. There's nothing else really that makes sense.
Yeah.
The fun part will just be, where is that Ether Medallion?
Opens up some... Well, I mean, I think you wouldn't actually necessarily mind seeing Ether, because that would open up another crystal dungeon that you could search for the fire rod. But it also opens up a certain pendant dungeon that needs everything to go just right to be able to get terribly far into it without a fire rod, but it can happen.
Yeah, that's never a fun one to get into.
And Wolfie joins Technolink in pod.
And here's another fun thing. If we find either the Ether Medallion or the Fire Rod here, but say Helmasaur has an item on him, do you take the risk of wasting the time to fight him, or do you just bail immediately after finding one of the two? If not, well, I doubt we're going to find both.
Yeah, I doubt they'll bail immediately, but they might not go all the way to Helmasaur, because that's just one check that's kind of isolated from the rest of the dungeon. And looks like Humbug is going to be joining our left side runners with the pod play. He has the green pendant though, so he'll be our first to show us what that brings.
Let's see if he remembers to turn it in before going over to pod itself. Quick mirror will go ahead and let us know. Ah, good, he remembered.
Yeah, he's getting that mirror out. Still nothing yet.
Yeah, just some pocket
from
change.
pod. Yeah, so it looks like we gotta go deep into pod, and oh, okay, yeah. Just realized that Harmless Hellway has to be a key. It's bulk. That opens up a couple more locations.
Yes, indeed. That's our
And
fourth
our last
bottle.
bottle. Yeah, the first three were all in Kakariko.
Fire rod!
The fourth one. Oh, but there's that fire rod!
Awesome.
Yeah. For a brief moment it looked like maybe it was just going to be a fetch quest to the tablets, and then no. Here's your fire rod. We've got 2 more crystal dungeons available. Only one of them actually has any items in it still, though. We did get both items from Skullwoods in the front, but the Technolink is going to head over, just quickly finish off Skullwoods first. May even check that pedestal, just... Oh no, the ped's dead. Because Ether's required for T-Rock as well. I don't know what I was thinking.
It's all good.
Yeah, it really doesn't make much of a difference which one you go to first. I mean, you already know that you've got all the items out of Skullwoods. No reason not to finish it off now.
And now that we've got all of Ice Palace available, I'm betting we're gonna have Ether on Cold Stare. Just for laughs.
No, I mean, Ice Palace is the most likely location, since, as I said, we already know that we had all the items from Skull Woods. It was Value Woods. It was the full Misery Mire entry pack of boots and hookshot.
Very nice. And I think why Techno went over to Skullwoods first is because he knows that his progression is going to be in ice. So why not just get Skull out of the way now and don't bother forgetting about it later?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty much equal plays. Like I said, you've already cleared out all of the items in Skull Woods. It's really makes no difference whether you go for your technical go mode or you go to a dungeon that you're already go moding. And our last two runners are in the in pod now. And Technolink never even picked up Ice Rod Cave. Interesting.
Oh, I get to tease him about that later.
Didn't have anything of real value, just the Uncle Bombs. But yeah, put that off way. Wait. Powder. That's another fetch quest item. But one with some practical value as well as a safety item. Here's our big key.
Looks like we're down to 2 items left. Come on, Ether on Cold Stare.
We're starting to run out of item checks.
And there it is.
Nope, it's in the big chest. We have go mode on Wolfie's screen.
108 and loose change. Not bad.
Yeah, this was a pretty generous seed, but and the thing is, all of our runners are pretty close to one another right now. It was I won't necessarily say kind of linear because like a lot of things opened up, but where the progression was led to basically everyone getting what they needed at around the same time, because it was you need an item out of the less appealing of our pendant dungeons.
Which is always a fun thing.
So you can see that the 2 runners that were a bit earlier getting into Ice Palace are the 2 that did not go into Swamp. So that really is the main difference there, is which did you do first, the swamp play or the pod play? And Wolfie picks up his 5th crystal. Does still have to go finish off Skull Woods.
Techno quickly finding out that, hey, you kinda need that big key there, buddy. Thankfully, though, when he realizes the big key is an iced tea, he can flip that switch and then mosey his way on over.
Yep. Humbug picking up his big key. And Wolfie into Misery Mire. Humbug, with his Ether Medallion, is now in go mode. But he doesn't really have anything else that he'd want to be searching for anyway. Already has Silver Arrows, Butter Sword, has a Blue Mail, which is pretty good.
I feel a little bit bad for Illis and Wolfie, though, because being stuck on that Master Sword, it's gonna be a pain.
It makes things a little tougher, but it's Master Sword Silvers. It's not really. It does take longer, but it's you're still pretty good, and it's not like there's really any other bosses where it makes that much of a difference. Vitreous, you're just going to fire a bunch of silver arrows at anyway.
Oh yeah. Really, the biggest time difference is going to be that Phase 4. Phase 1 and 2 are going to be a blast for Humbug there. Techno can get it set up pretty easy with that Tempered, and if Wolfie and Illis use the Samaria strats, they should be able to get that taken care of no problem.
Yeah, I was going to say the biggest difference is in the earlier phases of the Ganon fight, because Butter Sword especially, but even Tempered Sword, you can just... And if Turtle Rock was a crystal, it's a big difference, because the sword upgrades probably matter just as much for Trinex as they do for Ganon. At least if you have the silvers for Ganon. If you don't have silvers, then Ganon is definitely the biggest time save.
Oh yeah. Wolfie enjoying the short little coffee break. And thankfully, it looks like everyone is fully set in go mode, so now we just have to wait until we're done playing catch-up.
Yeah, and looks like Mystery Mire kind of stringing them along here. It's the we're running out of locations for that big key. Actually, yeah, it looks like it's going to be that last check, isn't it?
Yep, always lovely, always great, getting at that silly bomb chest.
Yeah. But is got it now and is headed towards Vitreous. moment, Wolfie is the furthest into, oh, and Humbug is also going to get to Vitreous ahead of Technolink. Humbug has been, well, it's that sword advantage, probably. It seems like Humbug's been flying through these dungeons a lot quicker than our other runners. Still a little bit behind because he did Swamp Palace, but...
Yeah, that butter does melt through pretty much everything.
And Illis did decide to knock off Skullwoods before heading over to Meyer as well. There we go. Meyer done. Wolfie just has to head over and knock off Mothula and would be headed to the tower. Yeah, Humbug did also go to the map chest before taking the time to go to cutscene chest, so that also saved him some time here in Meyer.
Yeah, never trust the cutscene chest. It will always lie to you.
It's looking pretty close between our runners. Technolink heading down to Vitreous, that'll be his final boss, and Wolfie is heading for Mothula, Humbug right behind him.
Yeah, it's gonna be a quick match, basically, to see what can be struck down first. 9 eyeballs or 1 big moth boy?
Ooh, but an unfortunate wall mastering hangs Humbug up a little bit. Did manage to get that key before the Wallmaster got him, but cost him a little bit of time. But yeah, this is looking almost neck and neck towards the boss chambers. Technolink will get in a little bit earlier. And with those silver arrows, Vitreous is a pretty quick fight.
Assuming
you
Techno can
gotta
hit
hit
them.
those eyeballs. Misses a couple of shots.
Funny thing about that Biggie too, you can swipe at him with a sword, but he is nigh invincible with arrows. Till he pops out.
Down
first.
goes Vitreous. And Technolink is our first runner to get all 7 crystals.
And now it's time for everyone's favorite game. Didn't even have to finish a sentence and people knew. Alright, since everyone else has started shouting out numbers. For those of you new folks that don't know, we like to have a little guessing game. Between chest number 1 and 22, you can find the GT Big Key somewhere in Ganon's Tower. Sadly, you don't win anything other than just our love and affection. So pick a number 1 to 22. Tell us where it's going to be.
I usually like it to be pretty late in the run there. I'm not one of those ones that like always wants to see it all the way in Tile Room, but I usually end up picking something like 17. This time I went with 19 because it was still open and 17 wasn't in the chat there, and Wolfie just kind of dashes into the pit there.
Oof.
But we got 3 of our 4 runners heading up the mountain, and looks like Technolink is going. Oh no, wait, this is, yeah, they're all going through the Super Bunny location. I've seen some people. I haven't quite seen a consensus as to which way is faster, to go through White World and take the TR portal. But I guess when you haven't opened the TR portal, it's definitely faster.
Yep, saves time. So that way you don't have to hammer anything, you don't have to worry about climbing. And if you do the correct stuff...
will be our first runner into Ganon's Tower.
And this too is going to make a...
Wait, where are you going?
That's why you don't dash to Ganon's Tower. You walk like a normal person.
Okay, so Technolink in. Location number 1 is bombs. And yeah, the Technolink went straight left. Could be a Dark Magician, could be
I think he's gonna go full left. Typically, I think Techno does that. But we'll find out when he starts killing skeletons. Oh yeah, he's gonna go full left. Or he's gonna completely ignore me and do Dark Magician strats.
Yeah, and Wolfie doing the early tile room gambit.
Now that is one heck of a gamble. Could pay off, could just be a waste of 25 seconds. And survey says... Ooh, pocket change.
Yep. No good there, so... Moving on, this will be chest number 6, heart container, 7, 3 bombs, 8, 10 arrows, 9, piece of heart.
Actually, hold up. We had Bob's Torch, the 4 in the other. 2 in Hope Room.
Oh no,
7.
okay,
Okay, that
right,
would've
I
been
forgot
11.
about the 2 in Hope Room, yes, that's 11.
Oof, and he's not committing to the full DM strats. He's gonna go back and check out Rando Room. Oh, Wolfie is, though. Wolfie's gonna go full right. Let's see which one pays off. It looks like Humbug's doing the same. This is intriguing. Let's see if Illa's is the 3rd one to go ahead and do the full DM
I
strats.
think Humbug went... well, Humbug's not even DM. Humbug went full right. He hasn't even seen what's on the torch yet.
Oh, that's a pretty bold move.
Yeah, it's... I mean, a lot of times they check Hope Room first anyway. If there's a key, a lot of people do go. It's in... It didn't matter, really, just pick a side and go for it, because it's in Bob's
Oh boy.
chest. So, since Technolink is the one we're counting, that should make it...
Oh
18,
man, that's
I
gonna be...
think? Yeah, 18 most likely, unless he the chest.
Yeah, should be 18. Unless he goofs up major. But I doubt he will.
Big key was in Bob's chest. Yeah, but between our runners, we're getting to see a lot of the chests in here. Still no sign of that last mail upgrade. But other than that, we've seen basically everything except for a couple of fetch quest items and one of our unnecessary medallions. Oh, and the Cane of Burna. Can't forget that. That's not really a fetch quest item, it's just a convenience item that occasionally can actually be required for something.
This has been a pretty smooth gauntlet so far for Humbug. Looked away for a minute and he's already finished.
Yeah, it's, well, there's that butter sword.
And there goes Trolldorm 2.
Yeah, not checking the chest. Of course, I mean, you don't really need anything at this point. The only thing of value that could be in there would be red mail, but with butter sword, silver arrows, half magic, to make the torch glitch easier, you don't really care that much about the extra armor.
Nah, not with that many hearts. Let's see how Agonometry is going to be doing for us today. Well, I'd say not bad at all.
Oh yeah, that was quick. And we do get to see what was in the final chest. It was a piece of heart. And Humbug dropping into the Ganon fight.
Just 6 fancy sword swipes for each phase will get Ganon down. Pumping over to number 3, and that requires just 4. And then our final one, which will just be a sword swipe, and then 4 wonderful silver arrows. Oofa. That sucks. That's alright, he's got Gold Sword. He can still make up the time.
Oh. Oh. I flipped away to check the Discord, anticipating we'd be seeing runners in here soon.
But see, notice, this is the big difference between having something like Gold or
Yeah,
Tempered versus Master Sword.
this is going to be a race. And, I also missed, Illis is caught up to Technolink. They're both in the AGA 2 fight at the same time. Did Technolink take a Moldorm fall or something?
Nah, his gauntlet climb just wasn't quite as efficient. Just something else I get to tease him about.
And, yep, with that Butter Sword, Humbug is still going to have a little bit of a lead.
Wolfie is just going to be real careful not to take too many Fire Bat hits. Now, since he's close to getting to stage... Yeah, he's already in stage 3. He may have an upper hand against Technolink here. Because Techno misses that one cycle, phase 1. But hey, Humbug is able to get it.
Has defeated Ganon. Just has to get across the perilous one-tile bridge. And GG.
The value!
Yep, and Wolfie with the torch clit.
And down goes Ganon for the second runner.
Yep, there we go. Down goes Ganon on Wolfie's screen. And Technolink now entering phase 4. Spams that lamp to get the torch glitch. Illis into phase 3. And down goes Ganon on Technolink's screen.
And here comes our last one. Illa's just about to finish
Has
this bridge.
Ganon down. Yeah. And there we go. Our overall winner off stream was Michael 1985 with the time of 1:24:48, and then just a flurry of finishes. Cotigo at 1:32:18 was in second. Then our winner, Humbug, Wolfie was the next one at 1:33:08. Technolink in 5th, 1:33:44, and then GFE came in 6th, 1:34:01, before our last restreamed runner, Illis, 1:34:09, just bopping Floppy Bacon, 1:34:10.
That was nuts. And since we have all 4 of our restreamers here
runners
now,
fast.
GG's everybody.
GG.
GG.
So first thing I gotta ask is, Techno, what was with that GT climb, dude?
I was getting a bit tired. It's very hot in here. and the combination was like, why am I making so many mistakes? It was going so well. And then, well, at the very least, I one-cycled Lammola, so that's something.
Yeah, that's true. It's because I was
Yeah.
commentating, and you were like, I gotta mess up for Scruffy.
Of course.
Yes, this was a close race all the way through. It was I mean our first three runners there, Humbug, Wolfie, and Technolink, were all like neck and neck, making the climb up the mountain at the same time. Technolink was the first one in, but took probably one of the less efficient routes. The back and forth type of thing there. Didn't even commit to full Dark Magician. Humbug took the quickest route, just went full right, not stopping for tile room. And we're seeing that Pedestal had a mushroom. Interesting. We knew that Pedestal wasn't really required, but that is one of our fetch quest items. But yeah, and probably the big difference, Humbug, our restream winner, was the sword advantage.
Yeah, where were those swords? I can't remember now. I remember I got them back to back.
We got
Oh right, there was
Cave.
one in Dark Cross and Catfish.
Yep. Dark
Oh,
Cross,
right.
Catfish,
I never
Hyde Cave, and
bothered with-
Desert.
I never bothered with Dark Cross. Makes sense.
Yeah, same here.
Only Humbug was our only runner to go to Dark Cross, and Technolink and Humbug were the only two to go to Catfish. All four of you got the other two swords.
Right. Master Sword, Master Race.
Illest dance game.
I bet you didn't clear an empty Pendant Swamp Palace.
Nope.
Yeah,
I
gotta give props
did.
to you two. Both the Wolfie and Illis
I
being
thought
able
that.
to do the Master Sword swag here all throughout the game. So kudos to you two. You may not have gotten first overall, but it's first in our hearts.
I mean, man.
That was a mess for me at least. Like, I got bullied by enemies left and right, partially because I didn't have a sword for so long. And I don't know, man. The decision to go to Swamp was, in my eyes, a bit smarter than the decision to go to Pod. But yeah, it didn't work out. So
It was a
it's
coin
bad,
flip.
man.
Ilus, I
Pretty-
keep telling you, Pennant Port always aspiration.
No, I disagree.
So does Pendant Swamp.
Exactly.
Except for the time that you actually make that play. That's when Pendant Swamp does not have any progression.
Yeah.
And that's how it always is, right?
Yeah,
Whenever it's not a hover seat, of course.
of course.
We do not discuss those.
That was
By the way,
favorite comment, though.
how did you like my boomerang kill on Armos?
Oh, that wasn't it. Wait, what?
That was awesome.
Oh, yeah,
I-
that was nice. Yeah.
I ran out of arrows. First of all, I got bullied in the first Igor room in the dark room, so I wasted a lot of arrows, and then I didn't count my arrows correctly. But later on, I realized that I lifted the wrong pot in the room before Armos, so I think I only had 20 going in, and then of course when I realized that, oh right, I need to get the quick kill now. I failed the quick kill, so I had to kill the two last remaining with a blue boomerang because that was all I had.
Yeah, I went in there with silvers. That made it a lot easier. But yeah, that ether go mode.
Yeah, I guess
It
that
was the go mode for everyone, obviously, because Fire Rod was the second to last item for everyone. There was the divergence early, but you all seemed to converge on Pod at around the same time. Humbug and Illis, of course, did go to Swamp first, but Humbug, with that sword advantage, was just able to, and perhaps slightly more efficient routing. I think you were the only one to avoid cutscene chest in Mire, searching for that big key. And,
I did avoid it as well.
Yeah.
It was it's a route I try to take because I hate that chest so much.
Yeah.
Same.
I hate it as well, but it's there, unfortunately. But yeah, what a seat.
Yeah, it was.
I think it was
pretty
it was,
nice
yeah.
seed.
It was a nice
Nothing
seed.
really too
so-
trolly other than aggression in pendant, in non-green pendant pod, when there was also a green pendant swamp clearable.
It was very nice if you won the coin flip, I guess.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was
For me,
not
it was.
very nice. To me.
I put off Pod. I put off Eastern Palace until like the very end of the game, so Pod was an easy decision to go back to. Like just in terms of routing, I don't know who did Eastern Palace early or just went straight into the Dark World once they found bits on Hobo.
Yeah, most of our runners did go to Eastern early, and I guess in some ways, I guess that is 1 point for following the logic. You did need that Dark World access to logically get through Eastern, because the boots were in Skull Woods and that lamp, but I mean, it is what it is there. And yeah, as I said, after Humbug took that Ganon fall, Wolfie, you were actually in the Ganon fight before Humbug got back in, but of course the sword disadvantage. But yeah, great race. Great to see all of our runners finishing so close to one another. It's what minute. Looks like a minute 45 between our first and last restreamed runner. That is wonderful. That's what we like to see on our restreams.
Yeah, but I must say, my Master Sword again, I was pretty happy about. That 3-cycle on the second phase was very nice. And my tie room gamble, of course, cost me the game in the end.
Yeah, tile room. I mean, it was an interesting play.
If I go full right side, I go full right side. But yeah, it didn't pay out, so yeah, whatever.
All right. In any case, I will have to. I will be going soon, so I would like to thank you for listening, and GG to everyone.
Yeah, GG.
Okay.
GG. I'm gonna tuck in as well. And thank you for the restream tracking and commentating and all.
Thanks,
I'll
guys.
see ya.
Next time I will win, okay?
Thank you.
But yeah, thank you very much. I'm gonna try some more dailies, I think.
Oh, thank you very much for the runners. We appreciate you popping over and letting us restream you. Always a great thing to go ahead and watch some awesome skilled runners take over the scene. And thanks to our wonderful trackers for taking care of pushing all these buttons. I'm not going to bother butchering the name here, so let Cyber do that.
Yeah, we have Zeruvian and who is our other? It seems our other. Yes, Midwalker, and of course, thanks to my co-com, Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna. Thanks also to Kuchiri, who was co-comming with me at the beginning of the race. And Yeah, follow our runners, comms trackers, and of course, the Speed Gaming family of networks.
Yeah. And that is it for now. Feel free to go ahead and check out some of our awesome speed gaming stuff set up on our schedule. Speed Gaming, of course, does a lot of other types of races out there, so if you're interested, feel free to check out the partner channels, and we shall see y'all in the next race.
Yep.
Bye, everybody.